Stop scrolling right now because what you are about to hear could completely change how you look at the loose change in your pocket. Today, we are revealing the top for most valuable £1 coins ever issued, coins that look ordinary at first glance but have sold for shocking prices and turned everyday people into serious money winners. These are not just pound coins, they are symbols of rare minting errors, low mintage years, secret design changes, and moments in British history that collectors will pay anything to own. Some of these coins were released quietly. Some were never meant to exist, and others slipped through the system by pure accident, yet today they are hunted worldwide. Imagine paying for coffee with a coin worth thousands. Imagine discovering a forgotten pound that outvalues gold per gram. In this video, we count down the 4 most valuable £1 coins ever known. From ultra-rare error strikes to legendary limited releases that shocked the UK collecting world. Watch till the end, because the number 1 coin is so rare that most people will never see one in real life, and once you know what to look for, you will never ignore a £1 coin again. Imagine holding a small, powerful symbol of British identity in the palm of your hand, a coin that was never just money but a message, a statement, and a reflection of a nation standing at a turning point. Imagine the year 1985, when the United Kingdom was reshaping its economic direction, redefining its currency, and preparing for a future that demanded both strength and tradition. And from this moment came the 1985 £1 coin, a coin that millions would carry, yet very few would ever truly understand. A coin whose design, history, political backdrop, production secrets, and cultural impact form a story so deep and so rich that it could fill hours of exploration and still leave more to uncover. Imagine a coin created during a time when the nation needed a currency that looked and felt as strong as the economy. It hoped to rebuild a coin forged from nickel brass with a bold golden tone, giving it a sense of authority that paper money could not match. A coin that replaced the old £1 note, not because paper was weak, but because the nation needed something durable, something lasting, something that could survive the daily grind of commerce and stand for decades without fading. The 1985 £1 coin enters the scene with a design that captures the very heart of the United Kingdom, the crowned Welsh leek, a symbol of national pride framed within the royal diadem, representing unity, loyalty, and the deep cultural roots of Wales within the Union. And this was no accident. The concept behind the early £1 coins was to honor each part of the United Kingdom through rotating reverse designs, allowing every nation to shine on a coin of everyday use. And in 1985, Wales received its moment, a moment struck into millions of coins that would travel through hands, pockets, purses, and bank tills for years to come. But the beauty of this coin lies far beyond its design. It begins with the story of why the £1 coin existed at all, a story that takes us back to the economic challenges of the late 20th century, when inflation, rising costs, and currency durability forced the government to rethink how money should function. Paper £1 notes vanished quickly from circulation. They wore out easily, they demanded constant replacement, and they cost more to maintain than they were worth. So the Royal Mint proposed a bold shift, a plan to give the British public a coin that would last decades rather than months. And after years of research, metal testing, public evaluation, and design competition, the £1 coin was approved, introduced in 1983, and transformed again in 1985 with the Welsh leek design. Every detail of the 1985 £1 coin carries meaning, from the precise alloy combination of copper, zinc, and nickel carefully balanced to create a durable, warm golden color, to the milled edge inscribed with the powerful Latin phrase "Plenial with I am glad," meaning "true am I to my country," a line taken from the Welsh national anthem representing loyalty and devotion. Every time the coin turned in someone's hand, the message of national pride whispered silently through its edge. The obverse featured the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf, a sculptor who intended to portray the Queen with grace, dignity, and timeless strength, capturing her wearing the George IV state diadem, a symbol that connected monarchy heritage and national identity. His portrait was criticized at first for looking To idealize to youthful to perfect, yet over time, became iconic, a familiar face carried across millions of coins throughout the late 1980s and early 1990s behind the scenes. The production of the 1985 1-pound coin at the Royal Mint was a high-precision operation involving advanced minting presses, quality inspections, die preparation, and continuous testing of weight dimensions and metallic composition. Each coin had to meet exact standards: 9.5 grams in weight, 20 to 5 millimeters in diameter, and a thickness and composition designed specifically to resist counterfeiting and withstand decades of use. But even with such strict controls, the 1985 1-pound coin became one of the most counterfeited coins in the United Kingdom, because criminals quickly recognized the coin's high value and wide everyday use, leading to a secret battle between the Royal Mint and counterfeiters, a battle that would ultimately contribute to the creation of the modern bimetallic 1-pound coin. Decades later, the historical context surrounding the 1985 1-pound coin also reveals much about British society. This was a period of major economic reforms, modernization of industries, changing labor markets, and a shift toward a more globalized economy. The 1-pound coin became not just currency but a symbol of this transformation, as it replaced the last widely used low-denomination banknote in the nation. The coin became part of daily life, a familiar companion in markets, shops, bus stations, and payphones. Millions of people held it without realizing the layers of history embedded in its weight, its design, and its purpose. Collectors today view the 1985 1-pound coin with deep appreciation, not only for its aesthetic and symbolic value, but also for its position in the series of rotating national emblems. It captures a moment in time, a moment when the Royal Mint sought to celebrate the United Kingdom's identity while solving practical economic challenges. Values of well-preserved examples depend on condition, errors, mint varieties, and proof versions, but beyond monetary worth, its true value lies in the story. It tells that story is filled with craftsmanship, artistry, national symbolism, political decision-making, and cultural evolution. And this is the heart of the journey your 2-hour video can explore, from the origins of the 1-pound denomination to the design evolution across nations, from the metallurgy to the minting process, from the counterfeiting crisis to the cultural significance, from collectors' insights to the legacy that continues even today. The 1985 1-pound coin is more than currency, it is a golden chapter of British history waiting to unfold. And now the full story begins. Imagine holding a small coin that millions of people have touched without ever realizing the story hidden in its metal, a coin that represents the identity of a nation, the pride of a people, and the living evolution of the United Kingdom's currency system. Imagine a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance, yet carries a legacy shaped by centuries of change, political transitions, economic reform, and the artistry of the Royal Mint. This is the story of the United Kingdom 1-pound coin of 2001, a coin that stands as a snapshot of British history, culture, and craftsmanship. And today we are about to dive into a journey so rich, so vivid, and so detailed that by the time you reach the end, you will feel as though you have traveled across time, walked through the halls of the Mint, and watched the transformation of a national symbol unfold right before your eyes. Welcome to Coins, where history is not just told but brought to life through the treasures that once moved the world. To understand the 2001 1-pound coin, you must first step back to the early days of British monetary evolution. Long before this modern coin existed, the pound was not something you held in your hand, but a unit of weight, a measure of sterling silver. The roots go back more than 1,000 years as kings and queens fought to unify the scattered lands of early Britain. Currency played a central role, and as the centuries unfolded, the pound became a powerful national identity marker. Its evolution, from silver to gold to paper and eventually to the modern bimetallic designs, reflects the changing needs and priorities of a growing, powerful economy. By the late 20th century, the United Kingdom was ready for a modernized version of its iconic 1-pound denomination, a durable coin that symbolized strength, stability, and cultural pride. Royal Mint introduced the first modern pound coin in 1983, replacing the 1-pound note. which wore out too quickly as the years passed. The mint released special designs, each honoring a part of the United Kingdom's heritage, its nations, and its symbols, and by 2001 the pound coin had already become a canvas for national expression filled with artistry and meaning. The 2001 design carried forward this proud tradition by celebrating the Celtic Cross of Northern Ireland. The Celtic Cross is one of the most powerful and recognizable symbols associated with Irish history and spirituality, and placing it on the £1 coin made the 2001 issue not just currency, but a tribute, a reminder of identity, unity, and tradition. When you hold the 2001 £1 coin, you are holding more than metal. You are holding a story crafted by the hands of skilled artists. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank. Broadly, this portrait, which first appeared on coins in 1998, became known for its realism, its strong features, and its balanced proportion, showing the Queen in a dignified, mature form. The inscription around the portrait includes the Queen's name, her title, and the Latin phrase that connects her role as defender of the faith. This design remained one of the most recognizable images of the monarch ever placed on UK coinage, and it serves as a reminder of continuity, tradition, and the unbroken chain of British leadership. Reverse of the 2001 £1 coin is where the rich historical theme truly comes alive. Here the Celtic Cross is placed at the center, surrounded by a pattern of intricate beads and lines, each line, each angle, each curve carefully carved to represent Northern Ireland's ancient artistry. The cross is not just a religious emblem. It is a cultural symbol, one that reflects centuries of heritage. The circular frame around the cross contains traditional decorative motifs inspired by early Irish stone carvings and manuscripts, and together they form a design that connects modern Britain to its deep Celtic past. This artwork was created by sculptor Norman Silman, who was known for his ability to take ancient themes and breathe new life into them through modern engraving. To understand the significance of the 2001 design, you also need to understand the political and cultural atmosphere of the time. Britain was entering a new millennium. The Good Friday Agreement had recently reshaped the future of Northern Ireland, bringing new hope for peace and unity. And the Royal Mint's decision to feature the Celtic Cross was seen by many as a symbolic nod to heritage, resilience, and identity, while honoring Northern Ireland within the broader UK family. Each £1 coin served as a reminder that despite challenges, centuries of culture remain unbroken. From a technical perspective, the 2001 coin continued the standard specifications that made the pound coin durable and secure. It is composed of nickel brass, giving it a distinctive color, feel, and weight. It weighs 9.5 grams, measures 22.5 millimeters in diameter, and has a thick 12-sided milled edge that makes it instantly recognizable even by touch. The edge inscription for this year reads Dicus et Tutamen, meaning in ornament and a safeguard, a motto with roots going back over 300 years. This phrase served both as a decorative element and a practical anti-counterfeiting measure designed to protect the coin and symbolize stability and trust in British currency. Production of the 2001 £1 coin took place at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, a facility with centuries of legacy and a global reputation for precision, innovation, and craftsmanship. Millions of coins passed through the Mint's presses, each one struck with power, accuracy, and detailed engraving techniques that have been refined for generations. The process begins with raw metal strips, which are cut into blanks, heated, polished, and transformed into shining discs ready for minting. Next, the blanks are placed under massive pressure, where engraved steel dies strike the design into the metal in fractions of a second, creating the sharp details and raised relief that collectors admire today. Once completed, each coin undergoes inspection, packaging, and distribution across the United Kingdom, entering the hands of countless people, often unnoticed, but each carrying a silent story. Imagine holding a coin that carries the weight of a nation's identity, a coin that symbolizes ancient heritage, modern craftsmanship, and the evolving story of the United Kingdom. Imagine a coin so small yet so powerful that it links centuries of heraldry, the pride of nations, and the artistic brilliance of the Royal Mint in one single circular masterpiece. This is the story of the 2005 £1 coin, a coin that may look simple at first glance, but once you dive into its origin, its symbolism, and its historical roots, you begin to understand that it is far more than currency. It is a narrative of culture, tradition, unity, and the shifting identity of the United Kingdom. Welcome to a journey where metal becomes memory, where design becomes history, and where the everyday object in your pocket transforms into a storyteller that reaches back through time and whispers tales of kingdoms, crowns, and centuries of evolution. Welcome to Coins, where we uncover the hidden stories behind currency you think you know, and today we unlock the full detailed history of the 2005 £1 coin, a coin that stands at the crossroads of heritage and modern minting, a coin whose design reveals the deeper identity of a nation in transition, and a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and enthusiasts around the world. To fully understand the 2005 £1 coin, we must begin with the very foundation on which it was built. We travel back to 1983 when the Royal Mint introduced the modern £1 coin, replacing the paper banknote and launching a new era of durable metallic currency built to withstand years of circulation. That first generation of pound coins set the pattern for decades to come, a pattern grounded in celebrating the nations that form the United Kingdom through heraldry, symbolism, and regional representation. The 2005 edition fits directly into this tradition and stands as an important chapter in the Four Nations series, the long-running program in which England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland take turns being represented on the reverse design of the pound coin's 2005 coin belongs to the heraldic series, showcasing the national badge of Wales, a coin that reflects power, tradition, and the symbolic unity of a land shaped by ancient dynasties and a proud cultural identity. The coin's reverse features the iconic Welsh dragon, a creature that symbolizes strength, courage, and the fierce independence of Wales. Throughout centuries of history, the Dragon of Wales is one of the oldest national emblems in Europe, reaching back to early Celtic mythology and legends of warriors, kings, and spiritual protectors. The 2005 coin captures this powerful creature, a bold, striking stance designed by the renowned sculptor and artist Yvonne Holton. Her work blends artistry with historical accuracy, creating a dragon that appears both alive and deeply rooted in tradition, its wings curled in motion, its claws extended, and its posture exuding authority. This design is not merely decorative, it is a visual summary of Wales' cultural legacy and national pride. The obverse side of the coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, but not just any portrait. This is the fourth official effigy created by the sculptor Ian Rank, broadly introduced in 1998. This portrait remained on British coinage for years and is known for its realistic style, bolder features, and clear representation rather than the softer, idealized depictions used in earlier decades. The 2005 pound coin stands at the intersection of this modern representation of the monarch and the ancient heraldic themes. On the reverse, blending centuries of British identity in a single piece of currency. As we go deeper into the history, we uncover the roots of the Welsh dragon itself. Legend traces the dragon back to the age of Roman Britain and mythological battles between red and white dragons, representing deep cultural tensions and shifting powers over the island. The red dragon would eventually rise victorious, becoming a symbol of Wales' resilience and national spirit. The same dragon appears in the Mabinogion and Arthurian legends and in countless medieval tales, long before it was ever pressed into metal by the Royal Mint. The 2005 pound coin therefore serves not only as modern currency but as a continuation of a legacy that spans more than 1,000 years. The Royal Mint's decision to showcase this emblem reflects its ongoing dedication to representing each nation of the UK with symbols deeply woven into their cultural DNA. The year 2005 also carries importance in the broader evolution of the pound coin. This was a period when the Royal Mint was transitioning between design programs and preparing for more modern, secure coinage systems, which would eventually lead to the introduction of the bimetal 12-sided 1 pound coin in 2017. The 2005 coin, therefore, belongs to the final decade of the classic round pound, a chapter of British currency that many collectors now regard with nostalgia and admiration. Its weight of 9.5 grams, its nickel brass composition, its diameter of 22.5 millimeters, all represent the long-standing specifications of the early 1 pound coin, a coin built to last physically. As well as historical collectors often seek the 2005 edition for its symbolism, its place in the Four Nations rotation, and its beautifully detailed heraldic depiction of the dragon, although its mintage numbers were high enough for general circulation. Well-maintained examples, especially uncirculated or proof strikes, remain desirable within numismatic circles. The Royal Mint also produced a number of sets that featured the 2005 pound in celebratory packaging, emphasizing its heritage and design significance for collectors and historians alike. This coin stands not just as currency, but as an artifact representing Welsh pride and British unity. As the video unfolds, we dive deeper into the Royal Mint's design process, the artistic philosophy behind heraldic representation, the cultural importance of the Red Dragon, and how this single coin fits into the larger tapestry of UK numismatic history. We explore how minting technology in the early 2000s shaped the coin's striking clarity, how the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II evolved over time, and how the 2005 release fits into the geopolitical and cultural landscape of the United Kingdom during that period, from the symbolism of ancient Welsh kingdoms to the modern circulation patterns that placed this coin into millions of hands across the UK. Each element contributes to a larger narrative that turns a simple piece of metal into a living part of history. Imagine holding a small piece of British history in the palm of your hand, a coin that has witnessed an era of transformation, tradition, and national pride. Imagine a single pound coin minted in 2002, carrying not only the weight of its value, but the story of a nation, the story of a design chosen to celebrate identity, culture, and the deep roots of the United Kingdom. Welcome to Coins, where history comes alive through the treasures we hold. And today we dive into the remarkable journey of the 2000 to 1 pound coin, a coin that represents far more than metal, far more than currency. It is a symbol of heritage, artistry, and the evolving spirit of the UK as we explore its creation, its significance, its role in daily life, and the legacy it leaves behind. The 2000 to 1 pound coin stands as a representation of England within the Round of Four Nations series produced by the Royal Mint during a time when the UK still heavily relied on physical currency for everyday transactions. The early 2000s were years of modernization, yet tradition remained strong. Printed banknotes still dominated, but coins like the 1 pound piece carried a special cultural weight. And in 2002, the chosen design brought the iconic English oak tree to the forefront. The oak has long been a symbol of England, known for strength, endurance, and deep-rooted stability, and the Royal Mint selected a design by the talented artist and engraver Norman Silman, who crafted a powerful image of a flourishing oak tree emerging from a coronet, the coronet representing the monarchy and national unity. This design was part of a larger artistic program that rotated through symbols representing each of the four nations of the United Kingdom, and in 2002 England was honored once again with a design that connected history, nature, and pride. The coin was struck predominantly in nickel brass, giving it a golden color that made it instantly recognizable, and it carried the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on its obverse, created by acclaimed sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, whose effigy of the Queen remained one of the most widely used portraits during that period. The combination of the oak and the coronet on one side and the familiar regal portrait on the other turned this coin into a tiny piece of national storytelling that traveled through pockets, purses, and cash drawers across the country. But the history of the 2000 to 1 pound coin goes far beyond its physical features. To truly understand its impact, we must look into the origins of the £1 coin itself. Introduced in 1983 as a replacement for the £1 banknote, the coin faced skepticism at first. Citizens were resistant to the heavier metallic form, feeling attached to the convenience of paper currency. Yet as time passed, the £1 coin became trusted, durable, and symbolic, and by the time the 2002 edition was introduced, the coin had already earned a place in the heart of British culture, circulating widely through both urban and rural areas. The Royal Mint released millions of these coins into circulation, creating an object that was common yet deeply meaningful. And in many ways, the everyday circulation of the 2000 to £1 coin created a living timeline of the country. Each exchange, each transaction, each moment it passed from hand to hand served as a quiet echo of national identity. Shoppers used it to purchase daily essentials. Children received it as pocket money. Tourists collected it as a souvenir representing their visit to the UK, and collectors valued it for its unique design and place within the broader series of national symbols. Historically, the oak tree depicted on the 2000 to £1 coin has deep significance in English culture, often connected to strength, monarchy, and resilience. Stories such as King Charles II hiding within an oak tree to escape capture during the English Civil War have cemented the oak as a symbol of protection and endurance, and the coronet beneath it emphasizes royal authority, connecting nature and monarchy in one elegant artistic statement. The year 2002 was also notable for several major national events, including the celebration of Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years on the throne. This created a heightened sense of national pride, and while the £1 coin design was not specifically tied to the Jubilee, the national mood of unity and reflection gave this coin an even deeper emotional connection for many people who used it during that time. Its role in commerce also tells a story of a nation still embracing traditional physical currency long before the rise of digital transactions, contactless payments, and mobile wallets. When the weight of coins in your hand truly mattered, the 2000 to £1 coin played a key part in everyday economic life, from local markets and small shops to public transportation, vending machines, and charity boxes. This coin moved through countless channels, leaving behind a record of shared experiences and economic activity. Beyond circulation, the coin gained traction among numismatists, collectors who appreciated its craftsmanship and symbolic depth. While the 2000 design is not considered rare in general circulation condition, matters greatly with uncirculated examples, especially proofs gaining strong collector interest over time. The Royal Mint produced brilliant uncirculated and proof versions featuring sharper details, brighter finishes, and packaging aimed at enthusiasts and historians. These special versions have become desirable pieces in modern British coin collections, representing not only the design but also the craftsmanship and precision of early 21st century minting technology. To fully understand the journey of the 2000 to £1 coin, we must also consider its place in the timeline of the currency's evolution leading up to the replacement of the traditional round pound in 2017, when the Royal Mint introduced a 12-sided bimetallic coin in response to widespread counterfeiting. The older round pound coins, including the 2002 edition, were gradually withdrawn from circulation, marking the end of an era, as millions of people watched familiar pound coins disappear from daily life. Some were saved as keepsakes, some were sold to collectors, and others were melted down. The 2000 to £1 coin thus became not only a piece of circulating money, but also a historical artifact, a reminder of both British identity and the evolution of currency security technology. The artistry behind the coin's design reflects a tradition of minting excellence carried on by the Royal Mint, one of the oldest institutions in the world. Dating back over 1,000 years, coin design in the UK has always balanced symbolism, artistry, and national representation, and the 2002 edition stands proudly within that lineage, demonstrating how small details can communicate big meaning. Coins are miniature canvases, and artists like Norman Silman poured immense cultural and historical depth into the oak tree and coronet motif, giving the British public a tangible symbol of their heritage. As we explore further, we see how coins like this also reflect technological advancements. During the early 2000s, minting processes had become more precise, allowing for clearer edges, deeper reliefs, and more controlled quality, ensuring that each coin carried a consistent representation of the design. This precision is what makes the details of the oak sleeves, the curls of the coronet, and the fine features of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait stand out so clearly even after years of circulating in pockets and wallets. Millions of these coins were produced, yet each one carried the same level of care and precision, demonstrating the Royal Mint's commitment to excellence. The story of the 2000 to £1 coin is ultimately a story of everyday life, culture, heritage, and national pride. It is a story of artistry meeting economy, of symbolism meeting practicality, and of a small but powerful object that traveled through the hands of millions, creating a living legacy of the United Kingdom's identity from the early 2000s until the round pound's retirement from daily use. Imagine the countless transactions it witnessed, the shops it entered, the stories it silently observed, the emotions felt by people holding it, whether buying something meaningful or something mundane. This coin became part of people's lives in a way few objects do today, as digital transactions replace physical currency. Coins like the 2000 to £1 piece become even more valuable as historical reflections, reminding us of a time when money was tangible, when design and symbolism were part of everyday interaction, and when each coin held a little piece of national identity. The 2000 to £1 coin stands as a testament to England, its people, its history, and its enduring identity. And though it no longer circulates widely, its legacy remains alive in collections, memories, and the rich narrative of British coinage. So as we take this journey through the art, the symbolism, the economic role, the cultural meaning, and the lasting legacy of the 2000 to £1 coin, remember that every coin has a story, and this one tells a powerful chapter of English identity, tradition, and time itself.